It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And coming up next, it's a cross-conference showdown.
It's the Jets and the 49ers
under the lights on Monday night.
Well, they don't call him the... It's our Monday night opener for the season. Both teams are set up, and off we go. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So the Jets take the field for their first drive. And leading them out in his 13th season out of Michigan State is Kirk Cousins.
Kid, I really think this is one of those moments where every starting quarterback in the opener, right, week one, all has a sense of gratitude, all has a smile on their face. You're one of 32 guys on the planet that get to start an NFL season, and you want to make the most of that chance.
They start the drive with Hall. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Cousins. Finding Reynolds. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Tackle made by Jair Brown. So now here's 3rd and 5. To the air, Cousins. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. Now after the play, looks like we have somebody banged up. What we hope is it's nothing major. Don't want to see a serious injury less than a quarter into the season. So on 4th down, the Jets turn to a fan favorite. It's Thomas Morstead to punt it away. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. So here come the 49ers now to take over for the first time. And bringing them out, you cannot call him irrelevant ever again. Took his team to the Super Bowl last year. It's Brock Purdy.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on his face as he runs out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of a league MVP, maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts this campaign, though, well, how you start can have a massive impact on how things play out.
An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Shaq Thompson finishing that play off. And it's a nickel look from the Jets. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Running back sent in motion. Complete beyond the marker. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Putting the tight end in motion. 1st down throw by Purdy. Into the hands of Kittle. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Now it's Sauce Gardner dropping him there. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Tackle made by Chuck Clark. Well, not what you like to see. Still just in the opening quarter of the season, and they have an injured player out there. Let's hope it's nothing major as he gets looked at. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On 3rd down, Purdy. Finds a man right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
So it'll be another 1st and 10 for him, Brock, down at the opposing 37. Purdy gets this from the pistol. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one. George Kittle, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. From the gun is Purdy. He sends this one to the end zone. Oh, put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And it can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Now it's Cousins. That's caught. He finds Allen Lazard. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They've got 1st down from the 31. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. Dump off to his fullback. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought down by Fred Warner.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
This finds Everett complete. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down. Hall takes it straight ahead. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
That's going to be caught by Everett. And this one doesn't go far. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Not on the same page with his tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up. Thomas Morstead heading back out for the punt. And he's there to make the fair catch right at the 10-yard line. No return on that punt. And the 49ers will take over deep on their own side. They kick the running back in motion. Purdy throwing here on 1st. He put everything he had into this one. He's got it at the 30. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So as we all recover from that last play, it's 1st and 10 near the red zone. From the gun, McCaffrey. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 10 now. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
The pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Now after the play, looks like we have somebody banged up. What we hope is it's nothing major. Don't want to see a serious injury less than a quarter into the season. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap for Purdy. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The 49ers take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
PAT up and good for Moody. And the 49ers take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1-for-1. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Xavier Gipson now to return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Jets have their offense ready to go again. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Looking to throw, Cousins. Got Everett, and it's complete. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down by Fred Warner. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Hall running between the tackles. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Nick Bosa makes the stop. Let's see what they went with on 3rd down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Here comes the punting unit for the Jets. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He fields it at his 43. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the 49ers will go on offense. Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Shotgun, handoff to Garindo. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. On the counter, McCaffrey. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. That was Jermaine Johnson there to make the play. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Purdy looking to throw. Gets this to Johnson. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Third and short. Here's Purdy. Can't find anyone open. He's forced to throw it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
They'll motion him out of the backfield. Purdy gonna go on fourth. Called in left side. And he winds up out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. 7-0 is our score. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. They kick the running back in motion. Purdy on 1st down. On target to his back, here's Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone, and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Blitz coming for Purdy. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. Jake Moody out for the 49ers field goal try. There's a 44-yard look from the right hash. Moody knocks it through. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jets offense now set to take over. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
From the 28. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No connection on the last play, and out 3rd down. Out of the gun, Cousins. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Coming right is Hall. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Here's 2nd and 11. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
In a situation like this, you got to be a fixer. I mean, this game is hard, and you get into known passing situations, it gets even more difficult. But when you don't get rid of the ball and you take another sack, you make this 3rd down a near impossibility.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. Their first drive of the new campaign netted a field goal. Now let's see if they can bump that up to a touchdown on drive number 2. Finds a man right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. Purdy setting up that play action. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped it incomplete on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Purdy to throw it. Into the hands of Kittle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Now a Sauce Gardner dropping him there.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the gun is Purdy. He's throwing deep to the left side. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Purdy trying on 4th down. He finds him beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Cut near the goal line. And this is down all the way to the 3. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. The back grabs it. He has the San Francisco touchdown. So the offense showing up a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers take a 3-possession lead. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now here comes the New York offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. He'll get this complete to Lazard. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. 1st down, ball at the 36. Here's Cousins now. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there when he saw the field. It's going to be 2nd down. Throwing is Cousins. That's knocked away by a defender. Incomplete. That one firmly denied by the man in coverage. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Now Cousins again. And the 49ers get there and take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Well into this first half, still struggling to find any rhythm, and that's what sacks do. That is why these defenders get paid big money when they get those sacks in the stat column, because as you're seeing today, it totally disrupts the rhythm, the continuity, and any success for an offense.
Thomas Morstead on the punt. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Ball taken in at the 36. And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. And he sure has put on that chef's hat to dice up their defense early in this one. Quite the appetizer that he's prepared to what could be a great overall performance. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he has them a 1st down, which they will tackle on the other side of this 2-minute warning. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Diving, earlobes close. They say he caught it. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Running back sent in motion. This ball's cut by McCaffrey. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down.
At the 33-yard line.
To throw again, it's Purdy. He'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now it's Purdy. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down. Whistles after that play for an unfortunate sight. A player hurt in the first game of the season. Training staff out to work on it. 4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will add to their score.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Has this at the 6. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. This is hauled in by Peoples-Jones. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. 1st and 10. Here's Cousins. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. And this is picked up by the 49ers. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
I think the defense would have just settled for getting off the field with the takeaway, but they add a nice little present onto the end of it for their teammates who start this possession with much better field position.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. It sure seems like they've been able to score every time they've touched it this quarter, Brock, so high hopes again for this upcoming series. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Throwing now, following the turnover. Short pass brought in. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right, when you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
Moody knocks that extra point through. And the 49ers grow their lead yet again. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. He's got a lane up past the 30. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Jets headed out on offense late in this first half. And we'll see if they try to establish some positive momentum before halftime here, Brock, or if they just choose to head off and lick their wounds. Complete out to the right side. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Fred Warner. Out of the gun, Cousins. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Greg Zuerlein going to try to knock this through for the Jets. Ball on the left hash, 37 yards out. Bass's kick is good. And that brings it back within 3 scores at least. The gap now 24.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. We will not get another play here, Brock. That's to an E. Time's going to run out on the half. We've hit halftime in our first Monday night contest of the season. Now it's time we checked in around the league. Here's Jonathan Coachman with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Bijan Robinson, over 100 on the ground in the victory. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Justin Herbert, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting LA Rams. Jared Goff, 2 touchdown passes as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener. The Niners got a fine performance in the first half from one of their leaders, Brock Purdy. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
His return starts at the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The 49ers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Quincy Williams making the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
Here's Purdy to throw. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a 49er first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Play action now with Purdy. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, Garindo. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd and 7.
Purdy gets this from the pistol. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. George Kittle, the intended receiver. And now a 4th down, staring right at him. The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy givers and there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Running this with Hall. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Hall once more. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Brought down by Fred Warner. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They fake the handoff. Now Cousins. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. They're signaling for a stoppage here, and yep, there's a player injured after that snap. Not what they wanted to see in week 1 as their medical staff heads out to check on it. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Short side option here, he's running left. And he's brought down for a loss.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here's Cousins. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get this down to the 36. A 9-yard gain and good for a first down. Here's Hall on the give. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Throwing on 3rd, Cousins. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Cousins. Taylor makes the catch. And able to get this down to the 15 before going out. 2nd and 3 now. They'll go right side with Hall. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. One of the tight ends motioning right. 3rd down give to Hall. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins. And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone. Incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
He brings it in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So the Jets are going to try a field goal on 4th down, and Greg Zuerlein headed out. This from 30 yards out. Bass's kick is good, and that lowers the lead to 21.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
That's completed right side. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. From the gun is Purdy. Got a man. McCaffrey has it. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Year after year, the best offenses are tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Completed over the middle. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Tackle made there by Derek Nottie. 3rd and just 2 to go.
3rd and 2.
Now it's a bootleg for him. That throw finds Kittle. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Purdy on 1st down. Completed here to McCaffrey. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
At the 40-yard line.
A run with McCaffrey. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down.
3rd and 3.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. He signals for the fair catch and brings it in. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Jets are starting deep from their own territory here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. They start the drive with Hall. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave them enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
1st down throw for Cousins. That's brought in by Lazard. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Jets football, and they're probably ready to just get this final quarter over with. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Cousins now. This finds Everett complete. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun snap now to Cousins. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
This is hauled in by Peoples-Jones. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now Cousins again. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Cousins. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Working from the gun, it's Cousins. Completed to his running back. And that will not be enough for a first down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see, because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. To the air, Cousins. That's going to be caught by Everett. And they take him down right along the 30. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
At the 49ers 30-yard line.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he can't find the lane before being wrapped up at the line. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8. Throwing is Cousins. Caught by Lazard. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And it falls incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Guerrero. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. And there's a sign of life from the ground game. He's forward with a nice pickup. 9 yards to pick up there, and they only need 3 more now on 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 3.
Going run again with McCaffrey. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and inches.
Purdy gets this from the pistol. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field. Incomplete.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. Pick up a 5 on that play, and it brings up a San Francisco 1st down. From the gun, McCaffrey. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the Jets' 41-yard line.
They stick with McCaffrey. Into the 2nd level past the 30. And they'll finally bring him down at the 22. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
They are now set for 1st and 10. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. 49ers looking like they'll start this season with a win. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Shotgun handoff to Garindo. And the look outside yields no fruit. They make the stop near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
Here's Purdy to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen. Just like that, you suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go.
Moody knocks it through. And the advantage now sits at 24. So the 49ers take the win here in front of the faithful in Santa Clara. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.